right now.
Yep.
Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to introduce the call tonight. Blake, so more and more as we roll down this path, I realize how good you guys are at this business compared to the old dogs. I'm an old dog, and I kind of know how to navigate the new skin world, and we've been able to have some really great guests. But you guys are kind of the digital natives, and so I want to ask you a couple questions tonight about what really is has helped you go so fast. It's obvious that you believe in this and you have total confidence. Why would you say that's true?
Well, so I did this business 7 years ago. You were there, and and I think the main things that kind of kept me going back then, because it was actually a lot more frustrating back then for me, because I was doing this all day, every day. I was trying to use social media. I was trying to recruit, but we had monthly meetings. We had Team TEU. We had Team Elite University, where we had the chance the third week of every month to go and to hear from leaders here locally and from people that were visiting to come to that meeting too. And it gave me a chance to kind of raise my vision again. So throughout the month, you kind of go out, you'd get, rocked, you'd have some frustrating things happen, and you'd have a chance to go and be with like-minded people at TEU, learn new things, be inspired, and have the chance to really kind of learn how to do the business. And beyond those monthly opportunities, which were, paramount and really important for me, there was other events where I had the chance to come and see, you and see, either the yearly events with conferences and things like that were bigger. I actually flew out to Thailand twice to go to their kind of Success Olympics is what they call it, and seeing the potential and seeing people that were doing this. And what that did for me is, beyond the fact that I had no idea how I was going to do it, I always knew that at some point I would find a way to make this work. Now, here 12 weeks ago, we got started, and it started going really well. And I had all that knowledge, and I had all that belief, and I had all that information that I'd learned back when we tried this the first time, all stored up. And then I started going to events here locally in Provo. I started going to TEU again. We were growing this really big business, and that the kind of combination of things going well and making money on our first post, and then also going to those events and seeing people and seeing that they were excited about it. Seeing Jeff Mack, a guy kind of like you, Dad, who's been in the business for 25 years, 30 years, and he's excited, really excited, more excited than I've ever seen him at those past events, about this timing and about this window and about social media and about AP24. It's different, and it got me really excited. And that's kind of what lets me know, that this is a special window, not just for Nu Skin, but for network marketing in general. I keep saying that I think this is the biggest opportunity in network marketing ever. And I believe that wholly because of the fact that we went to events, that we knew that this was possible, that we knew that Nu Skin had the ability to really make things happen. And then we also have the smallest world, the smallest connection to other people that there's ever been, the smallest distance between people with social media, and combining the two and having the fact that I can go to these events and learn. It's really exciting. I'm over talking it. But the main thing that's kind of the heart of all of it is you go to these events, and that's where you get that fire. That's where you get that understanding and that inspiration, and it all kind of comes together.
Yeah, I realized I made a mistake tonight. I'm looking at our live numbers and they're not high like they were last night because I didn't put a event in our group, which always, triggers people to know. So be sure and share this around. Um, I'm going to summarize a little bit, and I don't want to put words in your mouth because I thought you did. I thought that's perfect.
I talked a lot though.
What it is really is belief, right? I
Yeah.
remember when I started, and there were still dinosaurs and stuff, but I don't want to make it about the old school because the old school's dead, and it really is. I mean, this is the future of direct selling and network marketing, and I even think that the retail ice age is on. But it does take a certain amount of confidence. It's confidence and belief. I mean, you need to believe that it's worth doing. And
Right.
so one of the things that I think being at events back when I started, so I started and had the opportunity to go to an event that was held in Park City. And I looked around the room and I thought, okay, that guy's making how much money? And he's just like me. I think I can do this. If he can do this, I can do this. If she can do this, I can do this. And it gave me just a little bit of a nudge, just a little bit of confidence. And then I was able to get a few tips too. And that helped so much because early on, it's so easy to get tipped over by some kind of negativity or, some kind of experience or, whatever. I mean, people are pretty fragile when they're new. And so what these events do, I think for me and what I've seen people experience is that they grow roots. They get more connected to the opportunity. They see people that have made it work. They see how it's affected their lives. And that's what I hear you saying.
Yeah, that's a better way to sum it up for sure. Is what it does is it makes you a little bit more bulletproof. It makes it so that when you go out there, you won't forget that you did that first post and you made money, your first day. When someone's negative to you or they say, how's that toothpaste thing going? And they say it like you're retarded or something like that, right? They say it like you're dumb for trying to sell toothpaste. You won't feel bad because you'll look back at them and you'll say, I went to this event and I learned and I saw people like Perry Walker and I saw these other people that are my peers that are my age making tens of thousands of dollars a month that are doing this right now. You don't have, and you can borrow that story for now. For now, you can kind of rent their story. If you go to the event, you can learn their story and you can have it to tell. And then in 2 to 3 years, you'll have your own story and people will be asking you about it. And you'll be able to look back and say, I'm really glad I went to that event because that's where I learned the real true potential of the vehicle that I'm in.
Yeah, it's interesting too. You learn a lot more about the vehicle at these events too. My experience, and I had this conversation with somebody in your group today. We were talking about financial vehicles. They'd actually called me and had some questions, and I was talking about the difference between selling time, which you have no leverage, there's no scalability. And the reason that this is important about the events is because I think most people don't ever even get the mechanics of creating tens of thousands of dollars a month of income. They don't even understand how that can work because they're not in a leveraged vehicle. They're in a vehicle where they're selling hours or they're selling contracts or they're selling surgeries or they're filling teeth and those vehicles, as good as they are, you can never walk away from them. They never produce any kind of residual or any kind of leveraged income. And so you're limited by time. You're not limited by skill or by money. You're limited by literally time. And so coming to one of these events, I think helps people understand that we have the 3 things you need to create wealth. And I'm not going to give a great big speech about this. This would be an actual great 10 of 10, but you have to have some kind of capital. You either have capital or you are capital. And capital's not money. In this case, capital happens to come in the form of a toothpaste with patents that nobody on this call would have the money to even create. They wouldn't even be able to make a product like this because they don't have the research vehicle that Nu Skin has. So we're leveraging their capital, right? And then the second thing you've got to have is some kind of lever. And we're leveraging social media and network marketing. It's the ultimate leverage because we already have these social networks laid out. We've proven that we can monetize those with a network marketing compensation plan. And then the third thing you've got to have is scalability. And we've proven that we can show anybody how to do this. Anybody. We've had very few people come through the group that didn't make money their first day. I mean, it is certainly the big time outlier, and it's usually somebody that's already mined their social or, they've got some kind of agenda that they're pushing in their social and people are already standoffish, right?
Right.
So, I don't mean to overtalk this, but that to me is why we have pushed so hard, and we are on the eve of this event. And the reason being is because I know what it's going to do for people's belief. I know what this event is going to mean. Um, I, it is the absolute fulcrum of change, like this moment in time. Yeah, there's people that are having success in social media, but now it's going to become a snowball. It's going to just go straight into momentum. And you can say that you were there. You were at the event that triggered it. And so, if you can drive, fly, crawl, skate, roll, whatever, however you can get yourself here, you should do it. I mean, don't let that $75 stop you from getting 2 days of the best information that there could possibly be, and believe
Right.
all of it that
And
goes all the stuff. It's not the information. It is the information, but it's not it's the information when it's packed in a story of an actual human that you meet and you see him and you realize, wow, this person's just like me, right?
yeah, that's the point. Yeah. And I think that really what it does too is it materializes the fact that so you hear these stories about these people that are out there that are making lots of money. And you hear these stories about people that are living a certain lifestyle. And I think that we as people, we kind of get to the point where we go to work, we make money, we come home, we spend a couple of hours watching TV, and then we go to bed and we can't figure out why we're not one of those people that makes all that money. Or lives that lifestyle really rather than money. It's more the lifestyle. And what events do is they allow you to materialize that person and realize this is just a person just like me. And they did this thing that I'm already doing. And now they're living that lifestyle that I wanted to live. And that's the power of the event. And you won't be able to ask your friend about it that went. You won't be able to ask your upline about it that went. It's not the same. It's still, then it just becomes a story. It becomes a story about like this hero or this mythical creature that did this thing. It's not true. But when you sit in the room across from this person and you realize this is something I can do because they did it and they're my peer, they're someone that's just like me. They have all the same opportunity, they have all the same conflicts, they have all the same struggles, they have all the same barriers, and they did it. So I can do it too because they did it. And that's where the belief comes in. That's where you become bulletproof. That's where you see the real true potential of this. And then there's a conviction. When you go out and you talk to your friends, you're not nervous. You go out to recruit and you're not worried. You go out and you talk to them, you say, I'm doing this. It's awesome. I'm making this money and this is the potential of it and you should do it too. And then there's no hesitation. Because they believe you. They're going to hear it in your voice. You're going to have a story to tell and you're going to know exactly how to do it. So just like you said, I would don't let anything be a barrier. Go out, talk to that person that invited you, stop ignoring their message, whatever it is. Just shoot them a message, come to the event, come to as much as you can. If you're here locally and for whatever reason you feel like you can't be at the whole thing, come to the event and hear some of these stories. Because when I try to tell them on the 10 at 10, when Brent tries to tell them on the 10 at 10, it won't have the same effect.
No, and it's true. And I posted today in the group, there is a product expo in the building that is part of the event, but it's actually Nu Skin running it. And it's from, help me, I think it's
3 to 5.
3 to 5, so 2 hours. And it's free. I mean, just show up at the building and at least you can walk through and talk to all the product experts and see all the other products, see all the other social sellers. If you're here in Utah, and a lot of our team is, come and just visit the company. It'll add value to that tour to come and get a good look at a lot of the products. So come and do that at least. I mean, that's free. And then for sure, if you can kick in any part of that event, any of it, I can tell you that the 1 hour that's from 8 a.m. until 9 a.m. on Friday morning to hear Perry Walker.
That's actually Saturday.
Oh, Saturday morning.
Yeah, which is even better because it's easier to get to.
That would be worth $7,500
Yeah.
to just hear her because, 2 years in the business, making 6 digits a month. I want to know what she's doing. She's 25 years old. I want to know. She's done in 2 years what it took me 20 to do, and I want to know what she's doing, right? I want to know, and I want to know, and I want to know from her. I don't want to hear it secondhand. right?
Yeah,
So just that 1 hour is worth whatever you had to pay, in my opinion.
absolutely.
That's just me, but I like to make money, because I like the freedom associated with it. So that's just me. All right, hey, we're done. And
Yep.
Blake, awesome job tonight. And we'll talk to you again in the morning. So um, have a good night.
You too. See you.
Bye, everybody.